author. Your first book is called Potential, the Uncontainable Power of God Within You. It's available now. So excited for you to be on the show. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. Come on. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's huge. Oh, so cool. I like to kick the show off by going back a bit. Like, where did you grow up? What was childhood like for you? Okay. Come on. Yeah, love it. Especially basketball. Yes, I saw that you coached for a long time, man. That's awesome. I mean, we all have our own journeys with Jesus. I gave my life to Jesus in 2004 after a night of crazy just partying. But for you, like, what was that moment where you just like fully surrendered to God? And was there something that prompted you to make that decision? Mm. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, come on. Mm. Wow. Mm. Wow, man, so cool, so cool. Man, that journey of coming to know Jesus. That's I remember when I first gave my life to Christ, it was because of a girl, right? Like it was like, oh, but I didn't have that straight connection with God. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it to impress her, and it was several years later after a crazy, life that I had that I finally woke up to it, man. But so good. I want to get into your book. It's your first book, The Potential. It's called Potential, the Uncontainable Power of God Within You. It's available on Amazon right now. People need to go pick up this book. Typical podcast question, but like, what inspired you to write this book at this point in your life? And how was that journey shaped the message? Or how was your relationship with Jesus shaped that message of the book? Okay. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Of course. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Man, I'm actually in the middle of writing my first book as well, and I've learned a lot through the process. Were there moments while you're writing this book where God just helped you to kind of realize some potential, maybe that you didn't even realize was happening? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Sure. Hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Oh, so important, man. I love that. I think for me, and I'm sure others as well, like there's been moments where I for sure have felt like stuck and inadequate as a husband, as a father, as a provider. And, you emphasize in your book, like uncontainable power of God within us. Like, how can someone practically unlock that power when they're just feeling stuck or inadequate? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Ah, man, it's so important to be present and like acknowledge that stuff's right there in front of us, man. It's so good. I believe that like if we want to grow in anything, we have to be vulnerable, right? If we want to make an impact on others, we've got to be vulnerable, open up to everyone about our stories. I did share my story till I was 39 years old, but what role does vulnerability play in realizing our God-given potential, and how do we model that, or how do you model that in your own leadership? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Come on. Oh, so good, man. Huge fan of Aaron McManus, man. And gosh, it's so important to realize that God has a purpose and a plan for all of us in our lives, no matter what we've gone through throughout your journey as a pastor, as a coach, as a father, and an author. What would you say is like one of the greatest lessons that you've learned? Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Oh man, I definitely fall into that camp as well. It's like, well, that's their fault, man. Like, not my. I understand that for sure. One of the things I love when I'm doing podcasts is I love talking with other podcasters, and you have an awesome podcast. Congratulations! I think you're just about to hit 100 episodes, right? Come on, so good. I started podcasting in 2017. I've done over a little over 500 episodes since I started this thing, and absolutely just love connect with other podcasters. What's the journey that you take your listeners through on your podcast? Yeah, yeah, mm, s- yeah, mm, yeah. Oh wow, wow. Come on. Oh, they did. That's awesome. Mm, yeah, yeah. That's so good. And I think the last episode I watched it was with your son, I think, and you were kind of going through the list of questions and asking around leadership and personal growth and things like that. So cool to see a father son duo there in the podcast and to be able to do that. Awesome. As I was looking through your website, I also noticed that you have like a devotional on the Bible app, 7 Days to Greatness, where you focus on greatness as God defines it. Like, how does that align with the concept of potential in your book, and what stops, what steps can someone take to really find that greatness in their life, man? Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, 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 mm, yeah, yeah, mm, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, so powerful, man. And yeah, comparison, especially in today's world, man, it's just a drainer of your soul. And I think well, I know for sure I've gotten caught up in that before. And, there was a time where I went to this event down in California and there was 50 people invited and there was 49 millionaires. I was the one that was not, right? Like I'm in there and I'm going, man, this is awesome. And then I met a guy there who's like, hey, let's go watch the sunrise on the beach in California and San Diego. He goes, let's read our Bibles. Like, cool, man. So we go down there and I remember him just like I was complaining. I was like, man, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur and I want to be like these guys. And he looked at me and he goes, Eric, those are all great business people, but how many of them have great marriages? And I just went, oh, my priorities all wrong, man. It was like this wake up call. It's like God's got me. He's got a different plan for me, and I need to just start focusing on Him and not that. Man, it was such a wake up call for me. Oh, we sure do for sure. I'm a big music guy, so I've asked the question like, what kind of music do you like to listen to? Do you have a favorite band that you like to listen to? Okay, sure. Yeah, LL Cool J. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, sure, sure. Oh man, so good. Yeah, I grew up listening to music, been to many, many concerts, and I've been blessed to work in the music business for a year. And unfortunately, that was during my dark time where I was definitely furthest away from God, living a rock star lifestyle without being a rock star. And but it's always brought me back. But man, Troy, I'm so excited for your book and the impact that you're making. Uh, Yeah, yeah, great question. So my favorite band is actually the Cars, and I actually love the Cars, and never got to see them or Rick Ocasek at least. I saw the Cars play, but it was minus Rick Ocasek. But yeah, that's probably my all time favorite band. But I'm pretty into to punk and rock. And before I worked in the music business, they said, I was just straight rock. And then they said, well, you actually have to listen to other stuff. So they kind of said, well, you got to listen to this country and hip hop and all that stuff. So I kind of opened the door to some other music that I like to listen to now. So yeah, for sure. So, but absolutely, Troy, I'm honored to have you have come on the show today, man. I'm excited for your book. You're making a massive impact through your podcast, through your church. I'm just praying blessings over you, your family, and your church and your ministry, man. And such an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for your time today, man. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna hit stop there real quick. Sure, that was so good, man. I typically what will happen is I'll cut that into about 6 shorts, and then I'll release those the week of. So I'll drop a short on every day, Monday through Saturday. My show drops on a Friday, and then I drop the full show on Friday morning on all audio formats, all video formats. And then that morning, the Monday of the week that it's dropping, I'll shoot your team an email with all the links. I'll tag your pages on the way out. So you've got all the videos there. And if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out. But typically 4 or 5 weeks out is the typical turnaround time. So once that drops again, I'll shoot you an email there with that. Absolutely, Troy. I absolutely will do. Thank you so much, man. Have an awesome day. We'll talk soon. Bye bye. What's going on, guys? Hey, thanks for checking it out. That was a live podcast I had with an awesome pastor named Troy Gramling. He's out of Florida there. Just looking at the comments here. Yeah, just pretending to be busy, like it might be working. True, but yeah, you're awesome. I appreciate you guys checking it out, and just go hit that subscribe button. Catch my podcast drops every Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific, and then a daily motivational video and a live reading of my utmost for his highest that I'm doing all year long. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope you have an awesome day. Keep changing the world.